You know, there are a lot of great anglers that have come out of the Keys and a lot of big reputations, but I don't think anybody is more synonymous with fishing than in the Florida Keys than Jose Wejebe.
Just flew out. Look at the size of that thing.
His show really brought in a lot of tourism to Key West. I mean, people came down and everybody knows Jose. Even when they get in your boat, hey, you know Jose? They would always ask me that question when people would get on the boat. They wanted to find out where did he fish out of and where's the Spanish Fly Show go fish out of.
Put it this way, if there was a number out there that we could corroborate that the amount of fishing charters that came to Key West and the Florida Keys because of Jose Wejebe, it would be insurmountable. It would be thousands. There's no doubt in my mind that he put the Keys on the map.
Well, to me, he was the ambassador to the Florida Keys. His TV show, with all of our support for it over the years, it just brought a lot of interest to the Florida Keys. He didn't just promote the fishing, he promoted the lifestyle.
I think he really showed what this area, and I've always thought, just the finest fishing destination, no doubt in the United States, if not the world.
He showed the diversity of everything. I mean, he was on the flats, he was, on the reef, he was in the blue water, he's 60 miles to the west, he's the tuna boat 60 miles out in the Gulf. I mean, he showed it all.
Holy tuna!
Jose managed to show the permit, the kingfish, the this, the, we have so many species because we have the Gulf of Mexico meeting the Atlantic Ocean, and the Spanish fly used to be in all of it.
Although Jose Wejebe wasn't born in the Florida Keys, he was most certainly a man born for that special place.
My family came over from Cuba when I was 3, right about 1960. They moved to Miami, and I lived in Miami till I was about 16. I started coming down to the Keys right about when I was 8 years old. My stepdad had a 23-foot boat, and we'd come down here and go all the way to the Marquesas and spend the night. I fell in love with the place, I got my first boat when I was 16, and also my first car, so I would drive to Key West and go again all the way to the Marquesas and spend the night there. And then right about 16 and a half, I moved to the Keys.
He naturally transcended to Key West because the fishing here is really good offshore and the fishing's really good on the flats. He basically was on the flats when he got to Key West, but he moved here to do the offshore and the flats.
Within a 2-hour run, I can be in the Dry Tortugas in Fort Jefferson. In another half-hour run, I can fish the Atlantic, and fish sailfish and all the pelagic species, all the species indigenous to those deep waters. Another half-hour run, I can go in the Gulf of Mexico and fish all the species that are indigenous to that area. Another 2-hour run, I can be up in the Everglades and fish redfish and snook. Another hour-and-a-half run, I can be in Island Rod and fish all the bonefish and the stuff there. I mean, where else in the world can you go?
Well, the Florida Keys were always Jose's home. We'd always do shows out of the Florida Keys. It was his backyard. It's just such a diverse fishery that you can always do something or other. There's always something to do. And I think that the people of the Keys really respected him for that, because no matter if you liked him or didn't like him, you couldn't deny the fact that he was good for the Keys. He really wanted to show everyone his home and share it with them.
This little route right here is very, very familiar.
I'll bet. We've left out of here more times than I can count.
Yeah. Dad was here forever.
Yeah, it was home for a lot of years.
Yep. This whole little route right here, you go out, right along the road, in between all the houseboats. Bait was key for everything. If you had good bait, then you had good fishing as far as he was concerned.
Yeah.
Bait was key, especially live bait, whether it was from the shrimp boats or whether it was right out here, throwing the cast net. And
Your dad never failed to capture some bait.
he could throw a cast net, man.
He certainly could.
Saltwater Tackle Box, the mentor, is presented by Plano Tackle Systems, America's favorite tackle boxes.
I love getting bait. That's my favorite thing on earth to do. Over the years, we'd go up in the shallow waters, net some pilchards, put them in a well, and take them to different areas and develop different types of fisheries with that live bait, because you're basically transporting this tremendous amount of food, live food, and taking it out to where big fishies live and throwing it in the water free, and then just sitting back and watching what happens. One, lift, 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 go, lift. There you go. You do it. Right. Big old sucker. Look at that, honey. That is a big mackerel. The Ceros you see how the Ceros are different than the Spanish, honey? They got these bars instead of the stripes. These guys are like my favorite mackerels, you know, because they're just so beautiful.
Helping to sustain the Spanish fly through the years, our sponsoring partners, the Florida Keys and Key West, Under Armour, and Mercury Marine.
Everything he did just painted the Keys as a great fishing place, and he was such a diversified fisherman that he wasn't just an offshore fisherman or just a backcountry or just a light tackle. I mean, he fly fished, he did everything.
You throw in that he did the skiff stuff also, which I did not do. Very few people do both. It's hard to do both, to have a season in the skiff and then also be as good as Jose was at it in the center console.
See these schools of ballyhoos come up here, and when you get close to the edge of the reef, you get a lot of the pelagic fish like the tunas and stuff. I've seen sailfish in this 20 foot of water.
No kidding?
Chasing the ballyhoo schools, yes sir. You betcha, and tunas. Look under that pelican right there. There's either a huge tuna, or cuda rather.
I see it. I see a really big shadow under
yeah,
there.
or a sailfish, one of the two things. Okay, just tail him. Just grab him by the tail, bro. Keep his head down. Good job. Beautiful.
Look at that.
Few people knew the Keys as well as Jose, and within that place were the special spots where he would take his clients to fish. Longtime friend Steve Impallomeni and daughter Krissy Wejebe spent the day fishing one of those spots, an underwater wreck known as the Sub.
So Stevie, you want to tell me about how'd you meet Dad?
God, I was probably about 12 years old. My mother, being a guide, had just put her boat in at the same marina there called Monroe Marina. And, you know, I was always hanging out there after school to wash her boat, so I naturally started washing boats to make a little pocket change, you know, put gas in my little boat. You know, your dad needed somebody to wash his boat at the end of the day every day, so that was me. Eventually, he started taking me fishing every once in a while when I got really lucky. Yeah, I guess basically I met your dad about the time you were born, I think. I've known him probably about 28 years.
He was your best man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the best man at my wedding. And then, of course, you know, the other thing I did for your dad a lot, you know, he and I developed a good relationship while I was first being a camera boat for him, you know, when he was making his shows. Made a lot of memories that way, that's for sure. There we go. That look like tunas back there, Krissy?
These are good signs.
Yeah, good signs. There we go, there we go. Coming up behind us there. There's a fish right there, Krissy, here. Oh boy.
That's the worst feeling in the world.
You know what that probably was the man in the gray suit might have eaten it. I have a feeling we got a shark problem. Yeah, there they are, popping out again. There it is. Oh. Keep that shark occupied with hopefully at least one of them while one of us lands a fish.
Sacrifice one for the greater good.
Exactly, exactly. There's a fish. I'm probably being chased, I think. He's coming back the boat real fast. I'm gonna come onto you, Krissy.
Yep.
It feels like, I don't know if I got a shark pulling on this guy or he might have got eaten. I have a feeling he got eaten. Can't tell. Yeah, he got eaten. He's getting eaten right now, so yeah. You're our hope at the moment. Also, there you go, lift and wind, lift and wind. That's it. If he's giving it, yeah, short pumping, and taking it all whenever you can get it. Pull up and right if you can.
Up and right.
Wind, yeah. Wind all the way down the fish. Oh, easy. Okay, he'll come out and around again. Just relax right there, keep your rod low. That's it, now up. All right, there's a leader, there's a caught fishy. Nice, Krissy.
Yes.
Big fat tuna.
Sweet victory.
Awesome.
Yay.
Good job, girl.
Thanks, buddy.
You and your dad would be so proud. I think we'll let one go.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to
Let
keep
this
more than
guy.
we can eat.
Bye, Mr. Tuna. Thank you.
Good job, Donna.
Thanks.
The road less traveled is brought to you by Costa del Mar. See what's out there.
There's a technique that I borrowed from the Pacific side. Those guys over there, what they do when they're targeting tunas is they troll lures, and they troll lures, and they troll lures until they find the body of fish, and then they start live baiting. So basically, I just did the same thing over here. See color yet, Carter?
Haven't seen it. I think it's yellowfin. There he is, deep.
Yeah, same man.
Yeah.
Yellowfin.
All right.
Yellowfin.
Is this awesome or what?
We just got the baits in the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, this in there.
This is so sweet. Oh my God, is that a beautiful fish? Wow.
Looks
Wait,
like
look.
Jaws.
No,
Yeah.
no, is it? Oh yeah, it's Jaws.
Yeah, he's already hitting.
Jaws.
Go, go, go,
God. Get the golf and skid him. Put a long golf.
It happens everywhere. It seemed to happen here in the Bahamas a lot. I think because of the warm water areas that are here year-round, I think sharks have a tendency to congregate in those places and stuff. And certain parts of the Bahamas are full of sharks, and the places where the tuna were full of sharks. So we had to deal with a lot of carnage, and a lot of things eating other things, and blood going everywhere. It was kind of gross in some places, but you know what? It's all part of it. Things eat things in the ocean, and sometimes right at boat side to see that carnage going on, and the sharks like frenzied up and stuff. It's really like, ah. Okay, head out. Head out, little blackfin. Whoa, look at Jaws, get away from him, Jaws.
Was that Jaws?
Evil. No, you bad fish.
This Florida Keys moment is presented by the Florida Keys and Key West.
Whenever you hook a fish in here, you never really know what's happening. I've had fish take me to the strangest places. Every now and then you'll get a fish that'll take you into an area where there's a lot of docks or pilings and things like that. And there's really not much you can do. I mean, the fish will go down and around certain things, and what do? There's only a few options left. Back off the drag a little bit.
He's going under. I got it.
Is he under there?
Yeah, he's going under. I got the drags off. He's wrapped around the piling. He's going under. I think we're running out of room.
Okay, just fend me off.
Okay, he's running free.
Hang
What
tight.
do you do here?
Hang tight.
Oh, I can feel him rubbing.
Okay, just let it go.
Feel him rubbing. He's still rubbing. He's still on. Are you for real? Yep. Okay, I can feel him rubbing, but he's still on.
You gotta get wet. If you want to catch that fish, you gotta get wet. No two ways about it. I think I've done it a total of 4 or 5 times.
Okay?
It's kind of fun, I always get a charge out of my people whenever you do something like that, because in their mind,
Holy cow.
it's over.
That's dedication.
Fish is history, and you say, well, maybe not, There is something I can do.
Holy cow.
Look at that guy, huh?
Holy cow.
From the early years of the Spanish Fly, it became apparent that this wasn't the average fishing show, a guy on a deck with a fishing rod. Jose was going to take the viewer underwater one way or another. As the show progressed, he found that one of the most effective ways to do that would be to master the craft of underwater photography.
You know, he was an avid diver, and I think he loved to see, you know, what the fish were doing under the water a lot of the time.
His show had been going on for a while, but he had just started to dabble in his own production, Vito Del Mar specifically, and he started taking on a new love of filming underwater.
He was quite fearless. Didn't matter what was in the water at the time.
I got a phone call from Ken Harris one night. He said, man, there's tiger sharks on a dead whale. And there was a dead sperm whale out there, but it was a good 30, 40 feet long. When I was talking to Kenny, I said, Kenny, why don't you call Jose? I know he'd be really interested in looking for it. And the next day, you know, we went up to the whale and started filming, and he had his stick camera in the water or whatever, and he was getting some pretty good shots and everything. And the next thing I know, he's putting his skins on. And there he goes overboard, which was absolutely, I thought, insane at the time, because by now 9 tiger sharks had showed up to this whale. He jumped in the water and started filming. It seemed like he was a little tentative at first leaving the boat, but then he, you know, had him bumping into the camera, and Stevie kind of followed him around. Steve Impallomeni followed him around with the boat. And he was right over on top of the whale, and sharks were coming from under him and behind him. And you know, I think they were pretty satiated, and he had figured that out. But I know that that took a lot of nerve. That was pretty crazy.
Always an essential part of the Spanish Fly family, our sponsoring partners. Costa Del Mar, Yeti Coolers, and Shimano.
You see a lot of fishermen today, and they go and they fish and they do their charters and they come back. Well, Dad always kind of wanted to take it a step further. He has logbooks and logbooks that he would write exact conditions, where he was, what he caught, with who, where the wind was blowing, what tide. He would just spend so much time just writing down all that information, and then he'd go back to it too. So this is some of the stuff that I found after, and Stevie will probably be able to make a lot more sense of this than I will. All these different numbers, all these different spots.
So this is some of your dad's old Loran numbers and his logbooks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's gonna be a big window into the past.
Yep, he was very detailed, and he'd always go back to it. He'd spend hours and hours writing in these things, and this looks pretty old right here.
Yeah, that's another Loran book.
Is that, what sub is that?
That's the sub where we were fishing yesterday.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And the tunas came up in the afternoon.
I wonder if the sharks got those too. You know, 1980, I wasn't around yet, but.
This is getting into his guiding time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Out by himself, just says me. He's out looking, that's what you gotta do, you know, on your days off, you're out looking and scouting, and it may seem like you're out playing to some people, but it's, you know, it's research
work.
For us.
Yeah.
He's got the stages of the moon in there,
yep.
He wrote in. Yeah, it's kind of cool, all these things that you need to learn when you're first starting out.
Right.
Went to the sandbar west of Woman Key in Pole West, found a good number of permit. That's kind of cool, because the last show we filmed together, that was the spot we fished, and that was finally one of his suggestions, because we've been going on my suggestions for a long time. So he was pretty happy that we actually went back to one of his old spots, and he was right. We found some permit there, and the last show we ever shot, that was right there on the bar west of Woman Key.
Jose, 2 o'clock. Coming at you, 3 fish, moving left.
I think I see him,
Yeah, right in that wave, right there, that wave that just...
Okay, I see the fish.
That's on him. Oh, no, he's on it, he's on it. Oh. Don't let your buddy get it. There you go.
Nice job, Stevie.
Good job, Hose.
Nice job, nice job. Ah, dude, this is so much fun. Little captain, little ninja strikes again. You know, he's not big. Right now, he is a whopper to me.
Given the conditions, we'll take him.
What's up, little guy? Hello. Come up with your black forked tail self. That is a thing of beauty. All right, little guy. At the end of the day, the thing that I find, the geography of an area sometimes brings people together of like mind. You know, Stevie is obviously passionate about what he does down here, and I grew up in the Keys, very similar life to him. The fishing certainly was the vehicle that maybe brought us together, but you know, you think of all the bonds that you form through the art of fishing. In a nutshell, that's really what I love the most about where we live. You know, you have like-minded people, you have some incredible fisheries and incredible bodies of water, and I think that's what I really enjoy the most about the Keys is you know, you have all those elements together in one place.
As Spanish Fly, a celebration continues. Jose's hard work and unique approach won him many admirers and friends. Next time we meet some of the special friends who did a lot to make his extraordinary show possible.